hold on. Let's clean up a little bit. Is that better? We're so foggy. How's that? I guess that's okay.
It's like shimmering.
Yeah.
I think that.
What's that? We're in twilight?
Sure.
Right? They sparkle?
Forks.
Forks.
I think Forks is the name of the city in Twilight.
Oh, I don't know. I never saw any of the movies.
I saw all the movies.
It's too bad you didn't date better people.
It's too bad. But anyway.
Oh, you know what? We need our list.
We do need our list. Also, just an announcement. Our dogs have been insanely active and our internet has been insanely inactive. So just in case we drop, we will leave this one and start a new one. That's just in case.
Yeah, if we drop super early.
Yeah.
And if the dogs are too annoying, we're going to quit and then kill ourselves.
That's not funny.
Yeah. I look like I'm in a mist.
You do.
Hello, Teresa Poli. How are you? Okay.
Okay, so we had a very busy week. Not really. Winter, man, it's slows you down a lot. A lot of things. One of the things we've been seeing old pictures of like 6 months ago and like last summer when it was nice and bright and green and all that stuff, and now it's all dead and brown and dead.
Pebbles, do you want to come up here and say hi?
You'll do a pup date.
Pup date. Come here. No. Oh gosh.
Pebbles, come here. Come on.
No? Okay. Maybe later. I'm sure later.
Yeah.
Should be good. Okay.
So we have let's see. Start with that? Or should we start with what is that?
Oh, I don't know. John wrote part of the list. Do you want to see his handwriting?
Some of that was for a joke.
Like, what does that say? This is what we're going to be talking about tonight. But John will have to lead that part of the discussion.
Yeah. Well, so I wasn't sure if we should start with that and then go there, or...
Yeah, sure. That's a good place to start.
So we,
Hey, Hannah.
So if you watched, what was it, last Friday's video, or maybe last Monday's video?
Hey, Backspace.
So we built
Hey, TNS.
a chicken coop for free. So we got
Totally free. 100% free.
minus like the screws and stuff.
But we already owned those.
Already
We
owned
didn't spend a penny.
Didn't spend a penny. So we went and got a playscape from a guy in a neighboring town who was getting rid of it. You know, so like an older cedar playscape. So we took the little playhouse section that was up on stilts and turned that into a chicken coop. And then we used the first cuts and second cuts from our buddy at the sawmill. So like, you know, the top of the trees with the bark, and then the ones after that to make the siding. So we ended up finishing that, and we will have the final video for that out on Friday.
Give you the tour.
Yeah, make sure you check that out. But so yeah, it was nice. It was totally free.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little.
Hey, Robin.
It looks fine.
No,
it's
I like
cute.
the way it looks. John's being hard on himself. When John builds these like amazing projects, he looks at like the flaws, and I look at it in like awe that he like did that. You know what I mean? It's like, holy cow, you built that. He never like steps back and like pats himself on the back.
Brian Barton.
Hello, Brian.
So here's the dog. But anyway,
hey.
I tend to, when I build stuff, just I always see like the things that I should have done differently. So this is the dog.
And we went to the vet on Tuesday?
Something like that. I think it was last week.
Oh, last week? So her new weight is 43.4 pounds. So she's getting big. She's gonna probably, by the time we go to the next vet appointment, my mom has a lab who weighs 65 pounds. So I bet next time Pebbles will outweigh her, which will be fun.
She's gotten much bigger, as you can see.
Yeah, and the other thing she's been doing, TNS, I don't know if you've ever had a dog do this, but because we're not like going places right now because of ye old pandemic, the only time that the little tiny puppy, only time puppy comes in the car is when we are taking her to the vet. Oh jeez. That's her butt, right?
She's currently making a fort out of pillows. Hey, Pebbles.
You're good.
And she's off.
So the only time that puppy goes in the car for the most part is when we're going to the vet. So she's taken to stress drooling. So when we are driving in the car, she is just like buckets of drool coming out of her mouth. And then lately, she's also been stressed vomiting in the car.
So that's always fun.
Uh-oh. We got some puppy zoomies right now. So we took a short...
So we took a short little trip. You can show.
So,
She's all tuckered out.
yeah, one episode of Puppy Zoomies and now this. Okay, and she's back.
It'll be back. Yeah.
Hey Hickory Croft, how are you? So yeah, we took her to the there's like a screen printing place right down the road from us, and we just like went for a drive, and we were like, hey, can we bring the puppy in to like not be at the vet for a second? And they were very, very nice and said, yeah, come on in. And everybody made, cute puppy cooing sounds, but she was still pretty afraid. So
Yeah.
we need to do a better job of getting her like out into the world.
Because when we had Pepper and Peanut, Cat would take them everywhere.
Everywhere I went, they came with me.
Because I was still working in an office.
And on days that I couldn't take them everywhere I was going, John would take them to work. So, but now, like,
Yeah. So it's tough to get them socialized, to people. So we'll work on that. And yeah, dog park. That's it's really cold around here, so not a lot of people.
And I'm just I don't want to go places.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be around people. I don't like people.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. So it's just hard, and we're gonna try working on it.
Yeah. Just taking short little drives with success.
Right.
Making the drive successful. No vomiting.
And not ending at the vet.
Exactly. Yeah, because even after that, just like 15-minute drive, towards the end of it, she started
drooling, and we're like, no, hold it in. Oh, she's chasing her tail right now. Mulberry Branch puppy did the whole drool and puke routine. Dramamine. Yeah. My sister's dog has to be on like puppy anti-anxiety meds. I know, my sister's dog is a lunatic. Makes our dogs look good and normal. And I think another part of it is, and I don't want to give her too much credit because I don't think she's naturally this smart, but it seems to be worse when it's just one of us in the car. Because when it's both of us, she probably does think we're going to my mom's or to John's parents, like out for dinner. But I think when it's just one of us, she's like, oh, God, we only go one place when we're alone.
Yeah, well, we have another vet appointment next week, so we'll find out.
Right. And you're going to take that one, right?
Yep.
Because I'm sick of cleaning vomit up.
I don't know why. I love cleaning vomit up.
Yeah.
Especially dog vomit. Nice and warm and...
Well, I'd rather clean up dog vomit than human vomit.
You want to test?
I'm a sympathy puker. I don't need a test.
Anyway. Bet you didn't think we were going down this road.
Right, so chicken coop. We built a chicken coop. It's outside.
Yeah, it's outside. And it's funny, so like, it does look cute, like Kat said.
Hey, Indiana Backyard Gardener, how are you?
But there are some gaps. And like right now, we have 2 heat lamps in there that are like super secured to the top, so they're not going anywhere. Not a fire hazard, but we need it because they're still chicks. They have their feathers, but it's cold out there. And so at night, you can see, like, just through all the gaps, it's all lit up. So.
It looks crazy.
Yeah. So I'll get that fixed. We'll maybe use some caulk or other stuff.
I don't think so, Teresa. Actually, somebody told me, I'm not sure if this is true or fake news, but somebody said that birds can't vomit, and that's why if you feed, like, pigeons raw rice, they'll die because they can't throw it up.
Yeah. One-way digestive system.
Yeah, is that true?
I think so, because they have the gizzard and the crop. So I think even if it's got a lot of.
But like robins, don't they like eat worms and then?
But that's like I think they store it in their crop.
They're not actually swallowing it;
right.
They're just hanging on
to
it.
Their digestive system is a lot different than ours. Right? They can regurgitate things, but I don't think it goes like all the way down. I think once it gets. I don't know. I'm just making it up. I'm trying to use deductive lot.
So John finished the coop, and hey Sweepy, John finished the coop, so we moved. We had birds that were brooding in our like hallway basically, so those are now outside, which is good. So we have our hallway back for a whopping 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. Until these eggs hatch.
We have eggs still in the incubator that we candled on screen
last week. Yep.
So how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Peanut, stop it. So we have a dozen eggs that'll probably hatch. What day do you think?
I think either.
Susie, not yet. That's on the list of things to talk about.
So I think it'll be Friday or Saturday. They'll hatch.
So something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And somebody in our town Facebook page just asked if anybody local hatches eggs, and we were like, hello, this weekend.
Yeah.
So
that'll be cool.
Yeah.
See what we got there. Yeah. And so we also, what does that say? Incubator. Turn. So last week.
That's not COVID.
We also talked about. Last week we also talked about the other incubator that we had, the big one that holds 56 eggs, and so we the automatic egg turner wasn't working, so they sent us a replacement motor, and then it ended up that the inner plastic cover had some stripped screws, so we couldn't take it out. And we were able to beat them into submission and have them send us a return label, so we returned them the top, and then
I got one. Thanks, Rob.
So we returned the top, and then we called them today to confirm that they got it, and they said they should ship it out on Friday, so hopefully we'll have another incubator on maybe Monday or Tuesday.
Hey, Journey North. Hi from Alaska. How cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's our like medium-sized incubator that was a gift from my wonderful in-laws. And then we have that cabinet incubator that Susie was just asking about. So we ordered that
almost 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks ago, and we've called them. What do you think? 3 times?
Several times.
Yeah, being like, "Hello, us again. How's our incubator coming along?"
Yeah, because I called them like 3 days after we ordered because I didn't hear anything, and then.
Oh God, our wood chip garden. I hope not.
Hens
lay mostly male eggs. That would be my worst nightmare.
Yeah, I've heard there's been a lot of wives' tales about eggs and how they hatch, and I think it's just.
I guess we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I mean we'll know in like 6 months, so we'll definitely remember. But anyway, so we called them a bunch of times. Like 3 days after we ordered, they said they were backlogged for 2 weeks. So we called them 2 weeks later, and they said that it should ship last week, and then we called them I think today or yesterday, and they said that they're Monday, and they're still waiting for parts. So
it's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
And we told them we were like, we're trying to hatch some emu eggs, and we want to because we don't want to drive up. The farm that we're getting the emu eggs from is like
2 hours away.
2 hours away, so we don't want to drive 2 hours, spend a bunch of money on emu eggs, and then watch them sit on our countertop.
Right. Because even the farm that we're getting them from, they get 3 to 5 a week.
Yeah.
And so we're looking to get quite a few. So, we don't want to, so they're going to have to wait, they're going to have to wait,
Peanut.
We're going to have at least week-old eggs at some point, and then apparently emu eggs can stay viable, similar to chicken eggs, for like 2 weeks, but then, if we go and get them and we already have week-old eggs,
Some people do. Actually, Teresa, Ann and Rick are going to try one. And Kate, our friend Kate, she is also, when we go up to pick up our own eggs, she's going to have us incubate a few, but she's going to try one too. So that's cool if that's your journey, but
yeah.
I don't want to try one.
And Susie asked if the farm we're getting them from can incubate them while we wait, but we don't want them to do that because they need to stay at consistent temperature. So if we go and pick them
and then
up,
drive them home for 2 hours, it would be bad for them.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, we feel lucky about the price that we're
Yeah.
getting these eggs for. So then being like, could you also incubate them for us? It's like a little bit like,
Right.
who are you guys?
Plus, we want to incubate. We want to go down that journey and see if we can do that. Because incubating emu eggs is apparently way more difficult than chicken eggs. So, test our incubating prowess
Yeah, and
on those.
you're supposed to get one of those, you know, the little kitchen scales that weighs into like grams, like very, very specifically. It may be crazy. So, and then you put a piece of tape or something on, and you like track the weight, and you have to make sure it's like losing a certain amount of weight. John's doing a bunch of research. He's gonna be
Yeah, so I think so they incubate for 50 days, and I think over those 50 days they're supposed to lose 15% of their overall weight.
Hannah, same.
So you need to make sure that, so 15% over 50 days is like, 0.03% of their overall weight
Prepare
per day,
for math.
or whatever. Yeah, we're not going to do that now. But
Maybe crazy. We're getting emu eggs, and we're going to incubate them and hatch them, assuming our incubator comes in.
yeah, assuming.
Right.
But anyway, so it's just going to be like a whole thing and complicated. Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That should be fun. We've talked about getting emus for a while.
I've wanted an emu forever, I think. 0.3.
Yeah,
doing math for us.
15%. See, I nailed it.
Good job.
So I don't know if you guys know this. There's this thing that Catherine does to me all the time when going for a high five. It's called a turkey. So when somebody goes for a high five, the other person goes like this, and you call it a turkey. And I never get her. And I just got her live. Live.
Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10.
She's gonna murder me after this. So just in case anybody doesn't hear from, if you don't see a video from me on Friday,
Yeah, send help. And don't look in the backyard.
don't look in the back.
Okay, I've been turkeyed. Whew.
Next. Oh. Wow, we're just flying through this.
Well, let me get the dahlia cuttings.
Let's go to the.
Hi, black white. Ugh. Man, I've gotten up a lot on this live thing. So
You sure have. So we who did that? That was Pepper Harrow. Yeah, so we found this channel, Pepper Harrow Farm, gorgeous. They have just like the most beautiful flower farm. We found them on YouTube just like randomly one day, and then we also found out that they sell dahlia tubers. So we also bought dahlia tubers from them. But they also had this method of splitting their dahlia tubers where they take the tuber and they stick it in soil, and you water it, presumably.
Yeah, I watered them.
And then the tuber will root, and then it'll start to sprout.
It'll send up its little shoot off of its eye, and then you take that little shoot like as close as you can to the tuber without cutting the tuber, and then stick that in wet vermiculite, and then supposedly that shoot will root and make a whole nother dahlia tuber. So that's a much less expensive way to like perpetuate your, what's this freshly dug black dirt here?
There must just be a delay. So about you murdering me and being
Oh.
It took a while for it to catch up. But anyway. Yeah,
I
so
thought it was this dirt.
no.
Anyway, so hopefully with these, because these are our tubers from last year, but wouldn't it be cool if we could like really, really multiply our tuber stock
Yeah.
without sending John into the poorhouse?
We're married, so and then yeah.
Sweet Pea Farm, supposedly, we've never done this. This is our first shot. But if you, because you said you wanted to learn more about flower farming, look up Pepper Harrow.
I think it's Harrow.
Pepper Harrow Farm on YouTube. They have a beautiful, beautiful flower farm, and
They
they
really
have a
do.
really in-depth video. And their one single video shows you like this step and the cuttings and the rootings. So it's very well done and very informative.
Yeah, so we were thinking it would just be a win to end up with, one dahlia tuber, a year after, however many we got. But if we could get, multiple off of this one tuber, like that would be, even better.
I I love.
So Peanut would like to say hi.
It's Peanut.
This is Peanut. She's so sweet. But yeah, so that's kind of exciting.
Where's the one that had that little shoot growing?
I don't think they were
this
shoots,
one.
it was just roots, right?
Shoots and roots.
Is that a root? Shoot.
So see how that one has this little thingy sticking off? I think our basement, because you're supposed to store these tubers when you're just storing them to like survive through the winter. You're supposed to store them at sort of a cool temperature so that they don't think that it's growing time and start growing. And I think that one thought that it should start growing, but because it was down in the basement, the shoot is all, basically see-through because there's no sunlight down there.
Right.
And then, who just asked? Live chat. Indiana backyard. Stratifying seed. We have done that before. You don't need to stratify all seed.
There's just certain ones that do better from.
Last
being
year we did
stratified.
the Mexican hat flowers that we had to stratify. It was surprisingly easy. Stick it in the fridge, set an alarm on your phone for 2 weeks from then.
Take 'em out.
Pull it out, put it in dirt. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But those Mexican hat flowers, Hannah, that's why I just said to you to check the black-eyed Susans, because some coneflowers I bet do need to be stratified. Lots of flowers that grow as perennials do need to stratify because that's how their seeds know that it's actually safe to come up, right? Because the flower grows in the summer or whatever, drops the seed in the fall, it exists in the winter just as a seed, and then in the spring, that's when it comes back up. So if you have something that does the perennial life cycle, it would need to go through the cold. Lavender does. Yeah, I've never been able to grow lavender. We've tried, but maybe it's because we've been too lazy to stratify seed. Maybe
That
we'll
was a
try.
lot.
Maybe we'll try again.
Sometimes.
That's Pepper Harrow has a lavender field, and oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
They also have a drone and have great cinematography on their videos.
Yeah.
So you should definitely check them out.
They have this huge, flat, open, grassy
And a really nice tractor.
John stuff.
That's all I see. It's tractors.
I hope that these grow.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It would be the worst tragedy that we could face is this rots the tubers somehow, and then we end up with a dozen less tubers than we originally would have had.
Well, but anybody who watched our video we put out on Monday, so we found out about leafy gall, which allegedly is more prone to imported tubers. Mainly, was it from Holland?
Yeah, I think that's where it's coming from. Hey, Joanne, you figured it out. Good job. No, she was here. She texted me saying that
okay.
she was here,
Gotcha.
but couldn't type.
Yeah. But so leafy gall coming from Holland,
Hey, Jackos.
which is basically where all dahlia tubers come from, cave and bourguignon and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so we found out that there's this leafy gall and it's from imported tubers. So Kat went and called all of the places where we ordered dahlias from, and found out that 90% of them imported all their dahlias. So that was a pain in the neck because we once you get leafy gall in the soil, it's really hard to get out. So we figured better to be safe than sorry, and so we ended up canceling a lot of our orders. And then so it was that was a pain in the neck, but it turned out to be kind of good because we went and found a lot of domestic U.S.
Local small business,
Right,
not
yeah.
necessarily local, but
small businesses for sure,
Right.
Much smaller than these big giant companies selling imported dahlias that were grown by the farmers themselves and selling by the farmers, which is really cool. And it's nice that we were able to find all these little places and support them, and even Pepper Harrow Farm, that's cool.
Yeah.
So turning a negative into a positive. So yeah, 'cause, I think not that we're gonna be in the tuber game, but we're local farmers, we're little guys, and we're gonna start trying to sell stuff online. So trying to bring some good karma.
It would
back
be
into the
fun
world.
someday if we could do grab bags of tubers.
You love your grab bags.
I love a grab bag.
Speaking of grab bags, grab that dog.
Oh. And Hannah, I say you need to pull yourself all the way to the front of the video. Stratifying seeds is when you just put them in the fridge or the freezer to like trick them into thinking that they went through winter. Out of the seeds that you showed in your video the other day, Black-Eyed Susan is the only one that might, because I think otherwise, besides that, you have mostly annuals there. So it's not as hard as it sounds, but just read the back of that one seed packet, because that's the only one that I think you might have there. So the puppy just ran upstairs, and John had to chase up after her, because lately, if she goes upstairs, she's been being bad while she's up there. And Indiana Backyard Gardener, yeah, so the winter sowing, in case anybody doesn't like watch these videos, you can use like old milk jugs or old water bottles, put dirt in them, and then put your seeds in and just leave them outside, so it's like a built-in stratification. We haven't done that, but it looks pretty cool for people who do.
Yeah.
Is she being bad?
Well, nothing good happens when she goes upstairs, but
Yeah.
she was just drinking some water, so.
Okay. All right. Dahlias. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we're running out of
Oh, thank you.
stuff. We're having trouble coming up with stuff to talk about because
It's winter.
it's winter.
There's also kind of a big loomy thing pending that we're not talking about yet. So
But
I'm going to be
something
doing
cool.
that this year with perennials that's on the list. Puppy kisses, that also bites.
Yeah. She's
What perennials are you growing? You said echinacea, right? What else? I would love an excuse to buy some more seeds.
have you ever tried winter sowing? Is that what they're
Yeah, they're talking about winter sowing. I haven't. Ouch. Because we start so many seeds. I don't want to have just like a bunch of.
Yeah.
You know, because if we do like kind of the row gardening, we would have to start like 100 milk jugs worth
Yeah.
of. Hey, humble light. Oh, are we back?
So we might
Oh, are we back?
we might go out for a second, but we should come right back. So apparently we're still live, but maybe the chat will take a second.
Chad, are you still here with us?
Yeah, see there.
Grab bags, lavender bags.
Yeah. Okay, so hopefully we're still there.
Okay.
Oh,
You're back. Okay, good. Okay. It's all day today. It's been up and down.
Yeah.
It's buffering, but here. Okay.
Yeah.
No, don't eat those.
So also, so we put out a video a while ago of us setting up our grow lights, and ironically enough, so we went out and we bought shelves, and then like the next day, we ended up getting pretty much exactly the same shelves.
Yeah, not
for
pretty
free.
much exact, like exact, right?
Well, they're a little bit different,
Oh, okay.
but essentially the same shelves, like to a T, for free on our there's groups on Facebook called Buy Nothing, where it's just a bunch of people who get together and like they just give away stuff. And so hopefully, whatever internet issues are going on, they'll come back.
We'll try to power through it for a few more minutes, and if it doesn't work, we'll start over.
Yeah. So anyway, we ended up getting the same shelving for free. And then speaking of free things, so we're always looking for free stuff because we don't like spending money, you know.
I'm gonna have to put these dahlias away so
Okay.
the puppy doesn't eat them.
So, where did you see? We saw it on the local Facebook group.
That's the 411 page.
Yeah, so someone was looking for a recommendation for a junk lugger to come and get rid of some like 6-foot deer fencing. And so Catherine saw that and was like, "We can come take it away for free."
Well, yeah, they didn't. They just said like, anyone have any suggestions of who to get rid of fencing? And I was like, what kind of fencing?
You know. So
Humble Lion, sort of. Homesteaders, small scale farmers, people who like to grow things.
yeah, Indiana Backyard Gardener, free 99.
$3.99.
Our favorite price for sure. So we went over there to get it.
And she sent us pictures of it ahead
Mm-hmm.
of time, and it was still installed. And she was like, and we already took it out, so all you have to do is come pick it up. And we were like,
We'll be right
heck
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we got there, it's the kind of fence that goes down and then out a little bit so that nothing can dig
It had
under.
a dig guard.
Right.
Yep.
And when they removed it, and no shade to them at all, they just pulled the grass up because I'm sure there's no other way to get it out besides like cutting it
It was also wet and rainy.
and cold.
Yeah.
So so we went, and there was like about a foot of grass along the entire, like dirt and grass, each section of fencing.
Yeah, and it was like 3 inches thick
Yeah.
of just dirt and grass. So like in pulling out these sections, they must have weighed like
Hundreds of pounds.
yeah. So like we had to make three or four
Yeah.
trips. Luckily they're close.
Right.
They're only like 5 minutes away, but so 3 or 4 trips to get this stuff there. But it was just a nightmare.
Yeah, so
to get
heavy.
in there. But so the grass, so it's all now drying out. So I think now we're gonna go through and we're gonna.
And all the roots and things are still like really, really grabbed onto the fencing. So hopefully when everything dies and gets super dry, it'll just like sort of
Shake
be able
off.
to shake off.
Yeah.
Shake off, or maybe we'll have to like spray it with a hose or something.
Yeah. We'll figure. But it's yeah. So that was really cool because you can't go wrong with like 6 foot deer fencing. It came with all the posts and 2 gates. So winning.
And one of the things that we might do with it, alpacas, I guess. Some people really recommend not just like we have the rail fencing right now,
Yeah.
but they think you should have some kind of wire fencing
Down the
around it
bottom,
too,
yeah.
not to keep the alpacas in, but to keep other things out. So maybe that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Power wash it, yeah. We're gonna have to do something.
I know someone with a power washer.
Oh, Rampoli,
Yeah.
hello.
So we'll see. I don't think we're in a huge rush yet.
No.
We're in a huge rush.
No.
to get-
I was thinking about the other fencing.
Yeah, so the other thing that we found, I think that was Facebook Marketplace. So someone in New York, their horse farm, and like training academy, huge place. They replaced like 7 paddocks worth of like split rail fencing, or not split rail. What's it called? 3 rail fencing. Basically the same thing that we have for alpaca. So they were giving away all of their old posts and rails. So we took our
I even the sparrow.
we took our little pickup truck and our little landscape trailer and went up there, and we were looking at getting the rails, but more importantly, we're looking at the posts. And so we ended up taking like, I don't know, maybe 100.
Yeah, I was gonna say 100 or 150.
Yeah, of like 4x4 by like 6 or 8 feet length. So we got like, so I mean, especially now, trying to buy a 4x4 pressure treated new would be like $15 each. So
Forget about it.
yeah. And so we're looking to do more fencing, both to keep the dogs out, and maybe we'll expand the alpaca run a little bit. So like just being able to get that stuff for free is just wild.
Yeah, and especially because when we the fence that's over past this fake picture of woods, that we're going to do the new flower garden, he'll be able to do the 4x4s as the post, and then those top cuts
Yeah.
as the rails or whatever. So it should be able to be totally free fencing, which we love.
Yeah. The only thing is with the rails that we have on that fence over there, which we made a video about. Those were 2x4s that I cut an angle in the bottom, and then we just pounded them into the ground. With those, I think we'll have to use.
Set them in concrete.
Well, either set them in concrete or just be able to dig them
dig
out.
the
I don't think
post.
we'll be able to.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to.
I actually saw a cool video of someone on YouTube today who built their own post pounder that attached to their tractor and the PTO. But that was pretty cool.
They make a post pounder for a tractor, though.
Yeah, for like $10,000.
Oh, okay.
For like a tractor, because it was.
John's starting to get interested. He's starting to do research
This had nothing to do with the tractor.
to come down a tractor road.
It was just something that I saw.
I just started prepping. I started a channel for people on a limited budget. Oh, nice. That's
That's us, baby.
totally the journey we're on.
Yeah.
We'll love to do everything for the free cheap.
Free cheap. Yeah. So,
And what did Joe and Carlton say?
something about 2 hours.
Oh. That's my mom. If anybody wants to say hi to my mom, it's
Everybody say
Joanne
hi,
Carlton.
Joanne. But yeah, so that's.
Puppy wants the banana.
That's my idea. So yeah, so this guy, I forget his name. That's very helpful. But so he made he like welded it all up, and it was cool. Anyway, Mama Joanne. So we also
Just almost got headbutted.
Sorry. Maybe. Alright, so dog is just here. So, one other cool thing that I saw today, and I've never heard of this before today, is and this is going to actually probably not interest anybody else here, but I found it very interesting. It's called a ram pump, and so it's like a passive way of pumping water uphill, and it's just like a couple PVC valves,
Ouch.
like a check valve,
Don't bite
and like
me. Bite
another
the
thing
banana.
with some kind of pressure, and then it works sort of like a siphon, and then pressure. Anyway, it goes really slow, but like there's no electricity, no gas, no anything like that. So I just thought that was very interesting, and maybe we could do like a test.
We have a creek on the side of our road, and calling it a creek is a little bit generous. It's sort of, what is it?
Not even a brook; it's a dribble.
Yeah, so
A dribble.
Yeah, a dribble. The only time it's more than a dribble is when it's like really, really. You have an awesome daughter. Oh,
That's nice.
that's so nice. Anyway, so yeah, there's this creek on the side of the property, and it's close. That would be the easiest way to get water to the alpacas currently.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty far away from the house. So right now it takes about 150 feet worth of hose to get from the house to the alpacas.
And so it just consistently pumps like a little bit at a time. I think the most that it would do would be like 15 psi. But if you Google or if you look on YouTube, hydraulic ram pump, there's a guy, Land to Home or something like that, and he actually builds them and sells them on Amazon. And it's like the science behind it is like super complex. But there's also Stony Ridge Farmer did another one too, and he ran pipe like 100 or 1,000 feet to like fill up all of his cow troughs with water.
Do you have to run pipe though, or can it be a hose?
It's well, they use poly pipe, so it is a hose, but it's not garden hose.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I would like to give that a shot.
Yeah. On the line. Just started a greenhouse based off of your greenhouse video. So cool.
That's awesome.
You're doing the recycled windows?
That's cool.
If who's that? Brian?
Brian Barton.
You should either tag us on Instagram or email us a photo of your greenhouse. I would
Definitely.
completely love to see it. Somebody
No.
named Jeff just posted on one of our videos the other day that he was building one too, and I'm just like elated that so many people are going to have window greenhouses. We have a whole nother crop of windows just waiting for another greenhouse to be built, so someday. Beneficial in the long run. Not sure how expensive that is.
Well, the pump is you can buy it for like $85. I'm sure you can build it for a little bit cheaper than that. It's just a bunch of PVC, like 2 ball valves and a couple other things.
Forgot my question about dahlias when we were discussing them. Have you ever planted them from seed? We tried that last year and we did not have great success at it. I think the problem I had, which is a problem that I often have, is I wasn't patient enough. So I think as soon as they started to come up, I was like ready to transplant. And I think I just sort of like shocked them. There's another, Robin, I don't know if you watch You Can't Eat the Grass, but they have a couple videos that they talk about their flower farming, and they grew dahlias from seeds, and they were in little 4-inch pots. You know, like they started them from seed in the 4-inch pots, and then by the time it was time to put them out, you could already see the tubers growing. But when I was trying to move them, they were just like little
Loops.
Yeah, little seedling squiggles. So we have more dahlia seeds, so we'll probably try again this year, because what's the harm in trying?
Right. Yeah. Seeds aren't expensive.
But if you've never grown dahlias from seeds, a couple things that you should know, which I'll tell anybody who will listen to me say this. They're less likely to be those like fully double packed with petals flowers. They're more likely to have an open center, which is, you know, totally fine. And the genetics won't be, you won't know what you're getting, so it'll be like a built-in mystery grab bag. But the bees will be able to more freely access the pollen, which is good. So if you're growing them for some kind of, you know, pollinator-friendly area, you will get more pollen. Because the dahlias that you get from tubers are often like petals all the way to the center, and the bees can't get any pollen from them at all. So you're like growing all these beautiful flowers, and the bees are like, what gives? So with the seed dahlias, it won't be like that.
Yeah.
But that's how they get dahlia seed, is because those are the ones that are pollinated, because the pollen is accessible to the bees.
Right. Which is always good.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see so many people talking about window greenhouses, and that's how they found us. And that's stuff. Yeah, that was our second video series ever on Instagram. Our first one was building our alpaca barn.
YouTube?
What did I say? Instagram? YouTube. But anyway, yeah. So we like reusing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we'll have another greenhouse to build at some point soon.
Yep.
Got all those windows.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna mention that round window that we have.
Do we still have a round one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's in the barn at my mom's house. I drove for like an hour each way to pick up this like one window. You know those windows that people put at like the tops of like, you know, the parts of their house that are like this, and then they fill that part with a window. It's like, I can't wait. It's gonna be super pretty. A rain catchment system. We do on the alpaca barn. So that's sort of why, you know, we're talking about this little pump thing, because it's hard to get water all the way out to them, but we run a gutter and it just goes straight into the alpaca trough, but we don't try to like water any of our gardens or anything with that. But we're on well water, so we don't have to like pay for our water. But if we were on metered water, you bet your ass we'd be catching rainwater if we had to pay for water.
But no, we are in a pretty wet area too, so our well is strong.
We've like accidentally left the like irrigation on for the raspberries and things overnight, and like in the morning, no problem.
Yeah.
So the only
Luckily
time,
that was the low PSI, like
right. The only time it's ever like we run our well all the way out is if we're running like multiple sprinklers at once for extended periods of time.
And the well's like, not so sure about that.
But all you have to do to get the well to fill back up is turn it off, and in like 5 minutes the well is putting water back into the house. So it's like, it's never been that urgent. It's just, you know, a pain in the neck to run that much hose all over. Because our gardens are also like, we're on 1.8 acres. And
we use every
there's like
every bit.
very little left that's not 15-gallon tank run dry. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say about
Watering all over the place.
right. So yeah, we have to drag. We'll have like on the hose bib that's over by the house over here, we have like a 4-way splitter, and then attached to that another 4-way splitter, because there's just like so many places that we need to get to. And if some of them we can like leave the hose attached and leave it over there, then like all we'll have to do is like switch it. Do the well voice again?
Not so sure about that one. Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah. I was also looking. I got into a water.
The double dip 4-way.
Listen, we're fancy around here, okay?
A 4-way on a 4-way.
Yeah. And there's like you can get
Hey,
like a hand pump well, which is cool. And you can like hit it in yourself.
In my mind, I was like trying to imagine like a bicycle that would like somehow like turn a wheel or something that would like.
Try to come up with perpetual motion.
Yeah. I was just like, is there any way that we could like pump water?
Well, this is a pump.
Because you've seen, you know, I think they did it on Shark Tank, the like smoothie company, where you like ride the bicycle to make your smoothie. Do you remember that? Does anybody watch Shark Tank? Just me? Okay.
Well, I watch Shark Tank.
I know.
I have to watch Shark Tank.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Well, anyway. But it's easier to...
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah, I don't think anybody bought it, though.
Ah.
But you know what I'm saying? You like pedal the bike and it spins the like whirly-do of the blender somehow. And it's like make your own smoothie.
Well, so aside from smoothies, we could try to set it up so that like the bike creates electricity, which powers a pump. And so like if you're gonna go water the garden,
Indiana Gardeners got me. Thank you.
Yeah. If you're gonna go water the gardens and you need the pump to run, you just ride your bike for an hour.
Yeah.
You're buff.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Strong Russian bike rider. But anyway, grind wheat.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was also, some, Treehouse Masters. there's
That
one,
guy.
yeah, he's a little crazy, but there's somebody who has a treehouse, and instead of having like stairs or a ladder to get to it, they have an elevator, and you like ride the bike to like pedal yourself up to the top. It's like the bike sitting on the elevator, and you ride the bike.
I
and
remember that.
It like winds the elevator up, which I thought was so cool, and I was trying to think of like ways that we could incorporate that into being something useful.
Well, like a hay elevator, that would be
Yes, perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's cool. It's like
That would be cool.
Sort of dorky science stuff.
cool. Yeah. Well, see, I think this ram pump is dorky science stuff. That would be really cool. Everybody convince Catherine that we should make
You
them
can.
there.
What did you say? It was $85. Get it. I don't care. Get it yesterday. And then make a video about it and put an Amazon link. Right? We just learned how to make those Amazon links.
We're figuring out this whole internet thing day by day.
Yes,
Baby.
go internet.
So, all right. Well, so you all heard it here first. Ram pump coming.
If John gets to spend $85 on a ram
No,
pump.
no. No.
So-
No.
So last week we talked about all those chickens, all the Polish chickens that we're buying. And those are all from Murray McMurray Hatchery. And then it was like, what do you think it was, like 9 o'clock last night? Like we're like getting ready to go to bed and like all saying goodnight, and all of a sudden and John looks over and he's like, wait, what are you doing? And I'm like checking out
Because
on Meyer Hatchery.
see with my eyes like an email sort of screen, and then I see order confirmation in big
Yeah, right,
black
the order
letters.
confirmation.
And I was like,
Order confirmation.
what is that for?
Yeah.
So what is that for, Catherine?
The shade.
Well, I'm also just kidding because half of it was for me.
Yeah. So we had ordered, what was it, like 7 different types of Polish chickens
Yep.
from Murray McMurray.
Mary.
But everybody's seen our, excuse me, or maybe you haven't. If you haven't seen our chicken fajita, that's the Appenzeller Spitzhaupen.
Good job.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Chicken. So we're going to get a set of those, so 11 and 2, 11 females, 2 dudes. And then John also thinks that we should have a set of Rhode Island Reds.
Because I think that, so while I think it would be cool to be known as like the
Polish people.
Polish people.
That's
Polish.
good. The Polish people
Polish
fun.
people. Old Reading Polish people.
Oh.
Johnny's House of Sausage is what it used to be. But,
That's so awkward.
but
So when do they come?
well, one second. So, they're coming in October because they're not available.
That's
I
all
always
I've
just
got.
I gotta go in a line.
Okay.
My brain works in a
Can
line
everybody see what Peanut's doing?
and only partially. Just tamping down the sticks.
I know.
But anyway, so I feel like, even though we want to have like all these cool breeds
There you go.
and stuff like that, it would be good to have some standards so that people can come and just throw our pillows on the floor. So that people can come and they can also be like, hey, they get all these cool chickens, but maybe I
Uncle
want...
Lion, thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Have a good night.
Maybe I want a couple, Rhode Island Reds, so it's like some more standard egg-laying chickens also. So I figure it doesn't hurt to diversify.
And a penny for your crops, no. But why we call Old Reading Farm, should we say?
Sure.
So we live on Old Reading Road. Not very creative, and also like, please don't stalk and kill us.
Yeah.
We're very like findable. It's just the street we live on.
It's just this dog leg right here.
Could use something like that in the garage. Something like which?
Something like what?
Even the sparrow said that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like this banana?
Even the sparrow has a tornado shelter in their garage. Isn't that neat and scary? Yeah.
Neat and scary.
Neat and scary.
But we don't get tornadoes up here, so.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we're lucky for where we live because we don't have tornadoes or wildfires. Sounds like it's. Oh, the ram pump. Are you behind even the sparrow?
Sounds like it. Bless you.
Okay. Was that everything that was
That is
on
it.
there? So that was everything on our list, and we still have 10 minutes. So does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to talk about?
Ask me anything.
AMA.
Why do we have 3 dogs? That's a great question.
Great question. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't even begin.
I blame even the sparrow.
Why?
Oh, you know what? They voted against it, so I can't vote. Because we posted a thing on somewhere
Instagram.
and said, should we get a 3rd dog? And like 99% of people said yes. So,
We
Field
have a-
Family Farm asked you a question on Instagram.
Oh yeah. I tried to answer it a little bit. We're gonna. Field Family Farm asked about like seed starting and when you start seeds. Thanks, Jesse. We'll look into that. Cat story you were telling me about.
What's the cat story you were telling me
I don't
about?
know. A penny for your crops. What story? Oh, YouTube banner is the correct size? How do you do that?
You go online and look up YouTube banner size, and then you can download like a template. And then it's something. It's super weird. They have it set up so that when you're looking at it on mobile, it's just cropped. So if you get this template, and I don't know if you have Photoshop.
Yeah, a penny for your crop. What like software do you use? What's the name of what you use?
Photoshop.
Oh, you do use Photoshop?
Yeah. So, but also a penny for your crops. Excuse me. If you need help, you send us an email, oldreadyfarm@gmail.com. I'd be happy to help you.
Yeah, you'd
with
make
that.
a cute banner, I bet.
Yeah.
And then
Um,
Hidden Springs Farm, if you collect eggs and it's freezing cold outside, you should let them chill. You usually, even if you're getting them out from super cold, or even if it's not super cold, I think you're supposed to let them settle for a day before you stick them in an
Yeah.
incubator. And I don't know why that is, but that's what everybody says. It's same thing for shipped eggs. If you're having eggs shipped to you, sorry, the puppies. I don't know if you can hear. Can you guys hear that? When do you guys start your seeds indoors? So it's too soon for us now. Our final. Sorry if that's like annoying to anybody. Anybody besides me.
this is our life.
Yeah. So our last frost date is not until Mother's Day if you want to play it safe, for a little earlier if you're a risk taker. But it's
Guess which one we are.
but we can't start anything yet. And we don't do a lot of the like super cold crops like cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbages, those like brassicas. We've just never had very good luck with those, so we wait till it's time to start the warm season things.
Yeah. But so we're gonna start them soon, like next month, mid-February, I think is what we start, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So
Reference to a lift. Oh, yeah. And if you're just hearing that now, you're way behind.
yeah.
Oh, hello from Australia.
Bomber
How
Steve,
cool.
yeah, good to see you.
Oh, Bomber Steve.
Yeah.
The rubber band was cutting that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
I'm in Ontario 5B, so it's kind of the same zone. Veggie starts in like 2 months before transplanting.
Yeah, we're 6B.
Yeah,
I
so
think-
you're even a little colder than us.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want your seedlings to be like big enough that they're like strong and hardy, and you're not trying to transplant those little wigglers, because that'll just shock them and they'll die. But if they get like too big, then when you transplant them, it can also shock them, and then instead of dying, they'll just sit there and be like,
Is that -12 Celsius or Fahrenheit?
oh god, Celsius. Canada must be Celsius. Yeah, Canada is Celsius, right?
Doesn't everybody use Fahrenheit? Makes way more sense than Celsius.
Oh, welcome back to the present time, Even the Sparrow. If anybody doesn't watch Even the Sparrow Homestead, they're super cool, and you should go look at their channel. They put out a video that I watched today, which I was a little late on, sorry, about how to make apple cider vinegar, and then an apple cider vinegar hair rinse, which is like, I don't know, I think it's super cool. And they also make cheese, so if like,
That's cool.
we like grow food and flowers and have like pets as chickens. But if you want like real homesteading business, like
Check them out.
go check them I feel like we're like letting people down when they ask us about like salves and like tinctures and like.
We don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, we're sort of like hobby homesteaders.
Yeah.
But they're the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheese making. And it looked like pretty easy. Not easy. Like I'm not gonna go do it, but it was a little bit like, hey, maybe I could do that. And then
Right. They make it seem very attainable.
they make it seem easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like whenever I try to do things that require me to follow like step by step instructions, John has to do. I just like I don't have the patience for things like that.
So it's funny because I enjoy nice structured steps and how to and blah blah blah. Catherine
Oh, thank you, Indiana Backyard. They just subbed to Even the Sparrow.
does not.
No, I don't. I don't thrive in that like.
Catherine thrives in chaos.
Well, but I thrive in like just getting in there and like
Chaos.
doing the best I can and like figuring it out along the way. I just want to start doing it. Stop saying chaos.
Chaos.
There's nothing wrong with just wanting to dive right in and do it.
You are spur of the moment, get the job done right now.
Yeah, like, hey, that's a thing, let's go. I don't, these little like, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. It's not how my brain works.
No.
I wonder where that came from. No shade, Rob Poley, at my mom, please. Doers.
Yeah, let's have a conversation with Joanne.
We're doers.
Yeah, if there's anyone to blame, it's
Yeah.
Joanne.
And exactly, it always works out.
Hey, Susie. Catherine is having a hard time learning these days because usually Catherine learns by touching.
That's true.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But
Can't touch things these days.
no.
The lumberyard 20 times before a project is done. We're not so bad about the lumberyard because we have like big piles of lumber sitting around luckily right now. But the hardware store. What were we doing that I had to go to the hardware store like 6 times in a row and I was about to kill myself?
The washers?
No, that wasn't that bad.
Was it something we were doing?
Yeah, we were doing something and it required like 7 back-to-back trips because I like got the wrong size of something and then had to go back and then needed something else. Anyway.
I don't remember. I blocked that out of my memory.
Yeah.
Because that would not be a happy
No.
camper.
And it was like a Saturday or Sunday too, so the closest hardware store that was open was like far away. Yeah, anyway.
I don't remember.
That's not my journey.
No. Sawmill's good. My buddy's at the sawmill. He's cool. I don't know if like everybody who runs a sawmill is as interesting as this dude.
Probably.
But if you guys don't know anybody down at your local sawmill and you want to meet some interesting characters, you should go check it out. Because there's some interesting characters. This is not...
So Moore's Patch of Heaven, this is, it's like
It's a tapestry.
a tapestry that's this is a window that we picked up for free, but this whole wall there's no windows in it, so we put this up to make it look a little bit more like wide and open.
Yeah, so this is our garage that we converted into living space. And so we only have 3 windows and they're all on one side basically. So
Yeah,
adding
still a
this,
nice backdrop.
Yeah. And this window, whoo! I mean it's 8 feet long and like 4 feet high. It's a giant window.
And actually the story behind it is kind of cool. We lived in this house and we were thinking about moving. This house we saw for sale and we were like, oh, we should go look at that. So before we called a realtor, we went and got in the car and like drove to it because we wanted to see what the land looked like. And when we pulled into the driveway, a realtor just happened to pull in right behind us and they were like, hey. And we were like, hello, like, oh, house is for sale. We were just, wanted to kind of take a peek at it. And they were like, oh, it's like already been sold. Like my clients are buying it. And we were like, oh, okay. But then the people who bought it that time are renovating it and this window came out of that house. So it's like we got to take a piece of it.
Yeah, so that was like 2 years later.
Yeah.
But again, like on the local buy nothing thing.
And people know that we collect windows. It's like, they think it's for the greenhouse, but this one, the greenhouse was already done. But when they see windows for sale, they'll like tag us and be like, "Oh, do you guys still need windows?" And we're like, "Yep, be right there."
It's nice. The local people here are great too. Like same thing with vases. So like everybody knows that I post on Facebook all the time when we have flowers for sale, and so people will tag us when people post.
Have a good night,
like,
Monties.
we have a bunch of vases. Does anybody want
Right,
them?
yeah.
Other people will tag me in it.
Yep.
So.
And same
that's
thing with
cool.
people giving away egg cartons.
Yeah.
Because we try to, when we're selling the eggs, we try to recycle the egg cartons as many times as we can.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried that with COVID that was going to weird people out, but nobody said anything to us.
No, nobody's had a problem.
So that's good.
So.
Oh, Boots and Bounty, you're catching us right at the end of the 1 hour mark. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think are we gonna?
Yeah, I think so. Unless anybody has any other pressing questions, or did we miss any questions?
Sell them. What do I do with all my eggs? Sell them. Sell them. Sell them.
Hidden Springs, how many chickens do you have? Do you have enough to sell the eggs?
Because we actually don't even.
We hardly eat any eggs.
So.
Has your seeds starting to... Well, we haven't started any seeds yet, but probably fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, we got those new lights and we got that shelf.
But
so
Jess and Dustin were the ones who first mentioned that
the
like
water
particle
thing?
board. Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. We'll either put like Plasti Dip over it or we have Flex Seal. So we'll do something to just make sure that those particle boards are all sealed up.
Most of our birds come from either Murray McMurray or Meyer Hatchery. We did get some from My Pet Chicken, but those are still young, and would recommend Murray McMurray or Meyer Hatchery for the most part. And if you're looking for ducks, I think that said, I think Meyer Hatchery is probably the way to go. I think they do more ducks and turkeys and things.
We got our ducks from one of those places.
I think it was
when we had ducks.
Meyer, yeah. But ducks are still
Anybody who
gross.
keeps ducks, God bless you.
Oh, it's probably 8 o'clock. We should get
It
off
is.
so everybody. Okay,
Get to Mulberry Branch.
Farm is up now.
Yeah.
So thank you for hanging out with us
Yeah.
for an hour tonight. We appreciate you coming.
See you guys next week.
Yeah.
We'll put out a new video on Friday and going live again next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Good night.